GM. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, there he is. Got to clear the throat out a little bit.
No, I think you had to yeah, I guess that was it.
The music jamming too loud? It's sensitive.
And I've decided with the millions I make this year, I'm going to lobby Congress to end this DCMA nonsense.
Yeah, that's not.
I can't play a clip of a fucking song in the intro to my show. You're all rich enough, okay? All of you M&Ms and you Katy Perrys, you have nice mansions. Let us play 3 seconds of your song during the intro. Thank you.
I suppose the issue is probably not with the musicians. I'm sure most of them actually don't give two flying fucks about it.
Whoever owns their goddamn catalog.
Well, that's it, right? That's there's that. Just God.
I wish there was a decentralized way for artists to get their own revenue, own their own stuff, and control all their sales. I feel like we're so close. The technology's there. Yeah.
Isn't there one? What was that one that Jonah was going on about? Audio. I don't know, something. I almost said. I don't know.
I was at non-fungible tokens. That's what I was.
Yeah. But they were building a platform that was like specifically to help like the distribution and stuff too.
Is the chat broken, or has nobody said anything yet this morning?
No, people are saying GMs. They're a little quiet today.
Why is my chat?
I don't know. Are you still there? Did you disconnect? Did I disconnect?
I just want to send. I want to send a big fuck you out to Sir Jay Brin, Mountain View, California, the entire Google and YouTube complex. I hate your product. You need to design a stage like Discord. So the beautiful, smart, and just giga chads that we have in our room, I could see them, so I could say hi to them. I don't know what's going on here.
Well, if they, you guys could just throw your JPEG up in your profile picture for
Don't
YouTube.
make them do. Don't make them tell Google what NFTs they own. What are you trying to do to our?
Look at this. I could do this. Can you see that? Oh, it'll be delayed. No, it won't be delayed for you.
It says new comments will display here.
Let's see if the new comments display here. Everybody say GM again. Say the words. Type the letters.
See, but now the audience has to look at that stuff too. Yeah, no, I can't see anything. I am going to reset back in a.
Hi, guys. Oh, look at that. New comment. I think I'm just going to leave free market on red for a little while. Let him sit there. He's in the waiting room. He could probably hear me, but I can't hear him. It's just you and me right now. Let's talk. Let's talk. Yes, I love it. Light it up with the GMs. Love it. He's back. Can you see them now?
I was going, ah!
Let me in. That meme. Let me in.
Mm-hmm. Man,
what is that from?
Andre did a very brief variety show that was actually so good. Comedy Central had to cancel it. I always find the best comedy is not understood by the majority of morons watching the show, and it often gets canceled before its time. So shout out to Andre.
Oh, which show was that again?
Do I sound robot-y right now?
No, you're fine.
FMC needs to spend his millions on a better internet connection. Just let us know if I sound weird. I thought my internet was blazing today. I was looking at 350 down. I always check the meter before, make sure that I'm not being rugged by Spectrum. Spectrum, owned by Time Warner Cable.
Sponsored
Almost
by
as big a fuckheads as Google, but not quite. No, I mean, look, Google's in a league of their own. We know that.
Aren't they all kind of just fuckheads?
Well, I mean, yeah, except for Cupertino, Tim Cook. God, praise be.
God, don't even. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you've picked your cult. I get it.
I didn't pick my cult, baby. My cult picked me.
Yeah, fair enough. You know what? I pretend to hate Apple more than I do. Great product design.
It's good shtick. Don't break the shtick.
Well, my biggest hate for Apple is like the repackaging of the same shit into like, oh, time to get the iPhone 13.62. Like, you know,
I have no idea.
We added an extra flashlight.
I've always found it, as a student of business, so impressive that they could sell things that have less utility for a higher price. And there's a reason for that. People don't just want to burn money. There must be a reason, and it couldn't just be to be part of this cult. Hell, most people make fun of you. There's got to be something there. I wonder what it is. Only an Apple user would know. I don't have to. Saying it wouldn't make much sense. It's like one of those things. You could tell everyone how good sex is, but you kind of got to try it.
I'm listening.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
You know, I don't know if you were here a couple Saturdays ago when Little Lemons got over 1.4, or when Alien Friends got over 4.2. Similar feeling.
Yes. Yeah. Especially when you have like 100 of them. No, that was great.
End up in the corner wrapped in a blanket crying afterwards. So it is a little different from sex.
Did you?
No.
It's all right. They'll get there. It's okay. It's okay, big guy. We'll do this. It's fine. No worries. No worries. All right. Got 20 beautiful degens in here. You want to do the old drum roll, and we'll start her off?
Drum roll.
GM, everybody, and welcome to the January 25th, Tuesday edition of the AM show, hosted live on YouTube and Twitch. I am your host, R2Dgen, and I am joined with me, as always, by the Kaiju King himself, Free Market Capitalist.
Hey now.
There he is.
Drum roll.
What an intro that was. I can't imagine what you were doing there. I believe probably smoking cigarettes, but I'm just going to...
Well, I needed a hit after the shade already in the... Look at this. Going to talk about Greed Party. Oh, look. These guys are building quite the video game over there. You think they could do it with 0.02? You think they're going to be building this Fortnite of the future with 0.02? Come on, Brian. Give him a break. But we'll talk. Don't worry. We're going to get into that later.
Yeah. We do definitely have Raid Party queued up there. And that is one I should just preface that we are actually excited about. But I understand your point entirely. We're going to talk about Bored Apes going absolutely nuts. We got Paris Hilton on the Jimmy Fallon show yesterday making some noise. Pranksy getting into Critterz a little bit and a bunch of other stuff. And of course, towards the end of the show, if you guys want to start throwing some stuff in the chat about what you want us to talk about, we will do our best to try and get to that as well. So we appreciate everybody, showing up here, taking the time. And how was your day yesterday?
My day was fabulous.
It was a great day.
It was quite the day. After that ripper, I don't remember much, but I'm here with you today. So I think that
we were up late.
Have you heard of this Star Wars? Wow.
I've heard rumors.
You know what? I want to talk about markets first, because yesterday morning when we came in, the world was over. The world was over, R2. How are markets looking today?
Markets are looking better than they did yesterday, and I think this was your general thesis going on. Where is my Chrome page that I have pulled up there? There it is. And we will get it. Yeah. Yesterday, hopefully, maybe, kind of, probably, not sure, might have been the bottom. Ethereum did have a little false head fake up to 2,500 before promptly going down to 2,100. We were getting perilously close to the $2,000 per ETH mark. Bitcoin is now sitting at $36,643. So it is doing all right as well. I think it was 33 was the mark we were looking for Bitcoin to kind of hold. I pull up the chart. I wasn't watching it super closely. We had a bunch of stuff going on yesterday as well. But yeah, it was flirting with 33,000 yesterday, and it has held. So for the time being, as you predicted, we got a sharp drop and a nice little bounce back, and we seem to be, I want to say trading sideways, but it is definitely very short term. We've got about 16 hours under our belt in this range here.
Guys, I've been doing this a lot of years. Okay, my mentor and idol in markets, Paul Tudor Jones, he has a famous quote talking about trends, because most people will tell you the best play in markets is to follow a trend. You don't fight the trend. You don't try to catch a falling knife, and you don't try to short a raging bull market, right? But Paul Tudor Jones rightly believed that, yeah, you can make a mediocre living on the trend, but kings are made on reversals, okay? The people who could find those reversals, all right, those are the ones. And that's why Paul Tudor Jones is the best of all time, especially when it comes to S&P futures. He did predict and short the 1987 crash. If you guys have never seen that documentary, I'll try to dig it up. He tried to have it removed from the market. He did not like the way he was presented in that documentary. It is a gem. It was a PBS-free documentary. Now, I have seen quite a few crashes, and this is in traditional markets and crypto, and there is a rhyme and rhythm to it, okay? And when we saw what happened towards the end of last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we were all sitting around talking in the dojo. You know, shit had been hitting the fan. Stuff had been falling a lot. We're talking minus 10% days. And then on Friday, the NASDAQ did something that is, you know, it's a very bearish signal that precedes the most bullish signal that could be in markets. And that was that the NASDAQ closed at the absolute low on a Friday. Now, every technician in the world knows that means that you are coming in Monday to lower prices. And you don't know, I mean, Black Monday is a thing for a reason. It's occurred multiple times. And it's because what happens is people will de-risk into the weekend. And if it's already a risk-off environment, they de-risk pretty hard, and then you got a whole weekend to think about shit that scares you, whether it's Russia, whether it's the technicals on the chart, right? So these Mondays play out in such a certain way. Now, we came in Monday and we were down about 2%. We gapped down, okay? Now, a gap down is when you open way below where you closed the previous day, and it leaves a very big gap in price. Now, this tends to be how bottoms start to form. But when I came in, I even said, you know, minus 2% isn't enough. This isn't the flush. They got to push it more. They tried to push it down minus 3. Then they did a bull trap, right? They started to buy the NASDAQ back. They got a bunch of bulls to think, oh, maybe that was it. Here we go. This is the reversal. Then slam. Into about noon, some huge sell orders hit the NASDAQ tape. Things started to flush, something fierce. It was down about 5%. And if you had seen the sentiment, not just on crypto Twitter, but in the entire stock market, it was absolute panic. I mean, people were talking about how meme stocks broke the market. This is literally the end. The years and years.
I love when they come in at the casual retail investor that was like on Reddit or like in Discords and stuff like that. They're like, they ruined our market. Like,
God, this is such a small, you know, when you think about Citadel controls 12% of the volume on the New York Stock Exchange every day. And they're worried about retail accounts, which are nothing. They're not even 2% of what's going on here on a daily basis, whatever. But this flush starts to form. Ultimate panic in the markets. I mean, you're seeing like people throwing in the towel, so to say, right? This is classic capitulation, guys. At 12:20, the NASDAQ bottomed down a little over 5%. I sent out a tweet. I said, that is the flush we needed. It's over. It's enough now. And from that point, the NASDAQ proceeded to rally 6% off the lows. The most heartening thing here, even as the NASDAQ hit new lows, guess who didn't? Ethereum. So I was watching both very closely at the same time because you would have expected Ether to see a similar flush. It was actually showing really nice relative strength yesterday to the NASDAQ. We have been talking about that correlation all week. All right. This was a very, very, very filthy reversal hammer. Like, I've seen a lot of reversal hammers in my day. We were down 5%. I know that doesn't sound a lot to people in crypto. In the stock market, if we had started to go down more, they would have considered closing it. Like, this isn't a joke, okay? There are certain things in place where they will halt trading if shit gets too wild, all right? We were getting close to these points, and this reversal candle was gnarly. Now, we're coming in down a little bit today, but think about it. Normally we come in down 1.5%. People think it's going to be more blood in the streets. We're not even below the open of that candle yesterday. This is all perfectly healthy. If there's a little give back yesterday. Now, if we went and saw new lows, fuck all this shit I'm saying. Anything could happen. We don't know. Markets are markets. Black swan events occur. I am convinced the bottom is in. I do believe whatever happens here, according to Marabosu discipline, we just really don't want to see it close below that open yesterday on what's called a morning star candle. We printed a morning star here. We would love to see a gap above yesterday's close. That would be about the most bullish pattern you can get. We're not seeing that confirmation. But I do think the price bottom is in here. So let's see how price digests. But I think that crypto was showing you exactly what you wanted to see yesterday. And now people are going to start turning their eyes back to NFTs as Je t'aime Paris went on Jimmy Fallon last night.
I understood some of those words.
Oh, I'm sorry. I went
no, it's all very interesting stuff because, like it or not, I mean, crypto is a big enough asset class in general that these things are going to start going hand in hand, not necessarily because of as an indicator of the economy or whatever, but like you always say, risk on and risk off environment is more of like a hive mind kind of mentality, and it will filter through both of them.
Over. You hear a word often in the news called contagion, and it's the idea that people start selling assets that have nothing to do with each other because of this psychological fear that grips the masses during.
You also hear contagion a lot because we've been in the middle of a pandemic.
That's true. That word was only in my life during, for financial reasons up until the last couple of years. But,
also, a surprisingly good movie with Matt Damon. And a bunch of other people. Yeah, it was a good movie. Good movie. Like you said, okay, we're going to move on to Paris Hilton gives away some NFTs on Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show. We all know that Paris Hilton is very NFT friendly and has a portfolio of her own. We all know that Jimmy Fallon bought a Bored Ape a month ago, somewhere just before Christmas, I think. So this was pretty interesting to see her up there. I actually didn't see the segment, but it was very NFT friendly. And did you get a chance to actually catch it? I know that you mentioned on Twitter that Paris Hilton was going to start the next leg of the NFT bull run. Maybe this happened.
I'll tell you though, like I wish they didn't have the camera on Paris and Jimmy. I wanted to see the audience's face because you know how like they program these idiots to like clap. This is the Midwest. The people that they stack in these audiences, let's just say they're very happy to be in this like Hollywood atmosphere. This is amazing. This is going to happen once in their lives. Okay, we're willing to clap for anything, right? They start talking about these Bored Apes. Jimmy breaks out a picture, which, to someone who doesn't know what an NFT is, it's a fucking drawing of a monkey, like a very simple drawing of a monkey. So they're talking about this shit. He breaks it, and Paris Hilton got this one, and they turn the applause sign on, and you just hear like the slow monkey. It's a picture of people were like, okay, like what the fuck is going on? Now, it was a little cringe if you are deep in NFT. Anytime you see the band you knew about before anybody else knew about them start to get popular, you get cringe at all like the popular foam, whatever, all that shit that's out there. So it's a little cringe if you look at it from like a cynical, I've been here for 6 months, blah, blah, blah type of thing. When you look at it from the lens of mass adoption is bearing down on us faster than any of us understand, this was pretty fucking cool. Jimmy Fallon is still rocking his Bored Ape. Millions of people saw this yesterday. And just like the last bull market that started when an ape was bought by Eminem and a few other celebrities, and all of a sudden we saw the ape bot go bananas, no pun intended.
No, it was a good pun. Keep it. It intended.
No. And the ape bot has once again been going crazy today, much more with the mutants, as now, even for celebrities, this is really the only affordable ticket into the club now, unless you are an A-plus celebrity who can afford that now 93 Ether floor for Bored Apes that we're sitting at now. They are a mere few away from a 100 ETH floor, and I believe right before or after the Super Bowl this weekend, they will hit 125 ETH. Now, I know people will say that ETH is down so much. That's the reason, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, you guys got to understand that the person who sells that for 125 ETH next week, when ETH goes back to $5,000, it's still 125 ETH. And it's going to go back to $5,000. So this is just the best time ever to stack ETH. I think that Bored Apes are going to hit 125 after the Super Bowl. We have heard rumors of things to come. I don't want to say too much on the show because it's all unconfirmed, and you know it'd be very disappointing if it wasn't. But there have been some hints. Pepsi, running this whole thing, choosing NFT-friendly acts. We've heard the rumors, and really looking forward to this Sunday's Super Bowl, and not for the teams who are playing.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on a couple of things before we get into Bored Apes, because there's a really interesting discussion that we have lined up after the fact. Paris Hilton is like actually a pretty big deal. I don't know about for the younger generation, but like for my generation, Paris Hilton was everywhere. I mean, she was like the original like cult influencer. You know what I mean? Like I think that you would probably agree with that.
They invented, her and Kardashian invented what Instagram is now. 100%. They are the archetype. This is the genesis. She's the genesis NFT.
So her influence is actually incredibly strong. Maybe not with like quote unquote younger people, but like it definitely exists. Okay. She's got a very strong voice. Now, one of the things that else has come out, in some of the shows that she was in, she had one with like Nicole Richie, like kind of played this like, ditzy heiress, like, oh, I've never worked a day in my life. Paris Hilton is fucking sharp, man. Like she has built her own empire into the billions of dollars, and sure, she may have got a head start and, has some good connections and stuff like that. But if you compare it to a lot of people who had that amount of fame and celebrity from the late 90s, early 2000s, she's been one that's really kept the ball rolling. And while a lot of them have crashed and burned.
She gets 6 figures to DJ.
What's that?
She gets paid 6 figures to DJ.
Yeah.
He became a DJ very briefly. And let's just say that there were some DJs who I know personally who are quite famous right now, who were a little salty at the prices she was getting when they had been like producing their own music and putting in work. And she'd go up there and plug in an iPod and pretend to move the
power of a brand.
I'm being a little facetious. She definitely knew how to mix and, whatever. But I think that she is an absolute force. I love Paris Hilton. I think that you guys may not know, she's been deep in NFTs for a minute. She was one of the first people to buy Artifacts NFTs back in the day. She's been in deep with that company, with Blau, with Diplo, with all the DJ musicians, shout out Blondish too, who are very, very NFT facing. They love it. They're all into it. And I just think Paris is, like R2 said, it's the younger generation doesn't need to be sold on NFTs. The people who knew Paris, okay, the older millennials, the Gen Xers, okay, those are the people that need to be convinced about NFTs, quote unquote. No one needs to be convinced, but those are the type of people that Paris Hilton relates to. Okay.
Yeah, she's our generation's Kim Kardashian, like 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So it was huge yesterday. I believe it's why you're now seeing mutants sitting above a 17 ETH floor, right at 17 last time I looked. And as the last bull market was started, remember, nothing was running for the first 2 weeks when it was all just apes and blue chips. There was apes, there were cats moving again. This is where it starts, because then all the people who bought apes for, 1 ETH or less, who are now selling them for 90, they're going to turn around and buy your collection next. So this is
yes, sir.
Leg up, especially with ETH, now on a big discount.
Well, that money's definitely not going to leave the ecosystem like full force. I mean, I'm sure some people will peel off a little bit. You're going to have to pay for your taxes if you're in that kind of jurisdiction. And, honestly, like one of the most important things is you should enjoy some of your profits too, right? Like, I think that's one of the things that people forget is that you can actually exchange this for some real money and, pay for a trip, pay for a house, pay for a car, get out of debt. All of those stuff make a big difference in your real world. But like you said, with ETH being down and these prices being denominated in ETH, and then maybe you sell one for 100 right now, and this is far more than you've ever had in your wallet. But ETH is down 45%, whatever it is, 40%. Like, there's a pretty good chance that you're just going to continue to let that ride and hope that ETH starts to get back to that 5,000, that starts to flirt with that $5,000 mark, maybe gets to 6,000, and then you can start doing it too. So, I mean, I agree with you. This is going to continue to cause ripple effects throughout the market as these numbers get really, really inflated. Like you said, predicting 125 ETH. There are definitely going to be people that are like, I have to sell this now. There's just no way that I can continue to hold something this valuable that's this large of a portion of my net worth.
And, the price in ETH conversation is so nuanced. And I think one of the most important angles, especially when we're talking about Bored Ape Yacht Club, is the people buying Bored Apes right now are no longer NFT people, period. All the NFT people were in under 10 ETH. Or, maybe even between 10 and 30. But those guys know a good trade when they see it. Pranksy sold his last ape. I don't know if all you guys knew. A few weeks ago, Pranksy sold his last. NFT world is out of it. It's time. This is cash out time. Okay. And the people buying Bored Apes don't think in ETH. They think in dollars. So where I often talk about the price of ETH in dollars does not matter, there are addendums to that. It does matter in a certain sense. It matters when a celebrity goes to buy a Bored Ape. They don't give a shit how much Ether it is. They care what MoonPay is telling them it costs in dollars. So in that very specific sense, the fact that ETH is now at 2,400, right into what looks to be just massive, massive publicity and awareness phase for Bored Apes seems to be the perfect storm to me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And on that note, there was some very interesting discussion going down about the Bored Ape Yacht Club brand, Yuga Labs, or sorry, the parent company Yuga Labs, the one that controls the actual brand, going out and raising some funds at a mere $5 billion valuation. This might seem like it's steep, or it might seem like an absolute steal. It puts things into perspective, absolutely, with OpenSea valued at $13 billion. And one of the premier projects that exists on that at $5 billion, maybe they're both undervalued. I don't know. Like, this is Bored Apes is I don't even want to say becoming. It basically is the supreme of the metaverse. I mean, this is just the premier ultimate brand that everybody needs to be in on.
When I say that NFTs are undervalued, we're early and you guys don't even get it yet. Just imagine if a company, a publicly traded company, only had 10,000 shares. Have you ever seen Berkshire Hathaway's Class A shares? They trade at $400,000 per share. This isn't, or I haven't checked in a million years, don't quote me, but this isn't the typical share you buy on the New York Stock Exchange, where everyone tries to keep the price under a couple $1,000s so it's palatable for most people, right? Like, most shares are under $100 because people like, oh, I want to be able to buy more than one of them. It's psychological. There's nothing to do. We all know market cap is what grows the value of a company. It's not the nominal price of a share, but there are 10,000 shares essentially in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And with all these NFTs, now I understand that, Yuga Labs is separate from Bored Apes, the actual NFTs and stuff, but they do have full licensing properties. apes. So in that respect, anything that is going to happen with them has to happen through the individual ape owners. That's why Ape in Productions and things like that is just such a massive thing for this industry. But all of these things are massive. OpenSea at a $13 billion valuation was a steal. I mean, that's a $50 billion, $100 billion company the minute it goes public on the stock exchange, and it's probably undervalued at that. And then something like Bored Ape Yacht Club, $5 billion valuation seems completely reasonable to me. And I have heard things like Bored Ape Yacht Club is the one entity that doesn't go looking for promotion. Like, they don't go to try to find celebrities or try to find people to work with them. People come to them. People are dying to be part of this brand in any way possible. I think Bored Ape Yacht Club and the NFT market in general is just violently undervalued. This $5 billion valuation makes sense. I think maybe it should instill in people, you know, sitting here right now wondering how valuable these JPEGs can get. Well, take a look. You know, take a look at Nike, take a look at Adidas, take a look at Yuga Labs.
Yeah, I mean, these transcend fashion lines or whatever. These are brands, these are cults, these are culture, right? Like,
this is the monetization of culture. Okay, the other biggest advancement in human history was the monetization of oil, the ability to take technology, get the oil out of the ground, and create vehicles and planes and boats that could get shit from one part of the world to the other quickly. So now we have this global fucking economy. This is next. We've literally monetized culture through JPEGs, and the effects are profound and haven't even begun to reverberate yet.
Well, I wouldn't say that this is the first example of monetizing culture, but like, no. I think maybe in like a internet-based, like,
it's the difference between a it's the difference between a sailboat and a motorboat.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I love your point about, you know, the Bored Apes don't go out and find celebrities to buy these. I mean, you also don't see ads for Bugatti very often, right? Like, the product speaks for itself and people just want them, right? But yeah, it just is for full context. The article does just kind of go on to say nothing's been confirmed, but definitely legs to this. And the valuation and the money being raised is for Yuga Labs, not the apes, not the ape tokens, but obviously the parent company that you know, manages the ape brand. And you know, I gotta wonder, what was the brand that Guy Osiri just signed on with? World of Women,
I think so.
Right. Yeah, so I mean, he's playing a large part in this as well with the Bored Ape Yacht Club. You know, again, nothing confirmed, but you know, Pepsi and all of these Bored Ape holders being performers on there and very NFT friendly. Like, there's the stars are kind of aligning here in some way, shape, or form. Maybe we could be surprised and it'll be, you know, a complete left hook and you don't see it coming. What they actually have planned, but you know, all of this timing is very opportune, right? Like, this seems like a very careful marketing blitz leading up to a very big day that is happening the weekend after this one.
Osiri is credited largely with Yuga Labs' current success, and if this level, he will easily be cemented as the best that's ever done it.
For sure. And like, you want to see projects that go to the absolute moon in NFT sense, like, just wait for them to sign him on to represent them, right? Like, that's going to be probably the biggest bull signal.
Mm-hmm.
As we saw with A World of Women and obviously Bored Apes. So yeah, crazy times. That's really, really exciting stuff. I don't have cable TV. I can't have, you know, I don't have anything to watch the Super Bowl on. I might actually go get something just to sit in front of the TV and watch that.
Let's drill down on this for a second. What now?
What?
No
TV?
Cable? No cable TV, you say?
Do people have that still?
Oh, this is like we live in the future cord cutter thing, not TV is bad for the soul.
No, I don't care. I don't mind TV. I love watching sports.
You don't remember those kids, like, you would grow up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, fuck.
And their parent would
I spent all day in front of a fucking computer screen trading digital JPEGs and talking to you, D-gens. I'm like, no, but TV is bad. Like,
oh, man. I was like 20% of kids. The world's an 80-20 rule, right? There's always 20%, always 20%. Just stick
Yeah.
dick in the
Yeah, yeah, I do remember that though, for sure. I mean, yeah, a whole different topic. Let's talk. I don't know. Let's talk NFTs now, like full on NFTs. Tasty Bones yesterday, project that we've been looking at. A lot of hype going on with this. Announced their mint price yesterday. I don't know if they've announced their mint day. It is coming up though, and sometime in February. But yeah, I think everybody, based on the fact that there's 5,000 of these, the hype that they had, expected them to be pretty expensive. We've talked in the past about how the meta starts to shift eventually. You know, when we're in a bear market, some of these cheap mints that do really well, a la Alien Friends, Little Lemon Friends, kind of can kickstart a new meta, a new bull run. You know, I don't think they're fully attributed to that, but that's how it gets going, right? People don't spend money and they say, oh, well, this one's cheap, I can afford it, et cetera, et cetera. And eventually we start going up and up and up. We see a bunch of mints today that are actually quite expensive. The Meta Gold Digger Club and the Homies in Dreamland by Cheech and Chong, we're going to talk about later, but those I think are both above 0.2 mint price. Tasty Bones announced that they are minting at 0.069. This is very surprising to me, and I think a very good signal from this this team that they are going to continue to work on the project. I think that they're leaving a lot of money on the table that they could have. I don't think this thing would have any issue minting out at 0.1, 0.15. I think 0.2 would get a lot of groans, but it would still mint out. But at least now, it doesn't seem like a cash grab.
Price says so much about a project, right? A project sets the stage with lore, sneak peeks, promotion, marketing, and usually price is one of the last things you find out. And it really, really it puts everything else into context, right? Price says so much. And the hype that this project has had and the difficulty in which it is to get into the Discord, secure whitelist. I mean, they've been giving 5 whitelist spots to some of the biggest names in this game, which is very, they usually get a lot more than that. This project knows the hype they have, okay? They could easily have priced these at 0.2, maybe even 0.3, especially given this is only a 5K supply. By pricing at 0.069, now they're going to make good money. They're going to be able to fund whatever they'd like to do here going forward. There's going to be good money in the treasury. They're going to have made some nice money. And given how beautiful and desired this collection is, I'm sure they're going to do very, very well on secondary volume in the days and weeks to come. But they left a ton of money on the table here, and they didn't leave it on the table. They gave it to you. Okay, they said, we want the people who mint to be the ones who make that money first, because these are going to go to 0.2. These are going to go to 0.3 after mint. They just have that energy around them. And instead of the company saying, we're going to take that money and hope there's even more hype that could bring them to 0.5 or 0.6 and really keep our community happy, they said, no, let's give the community the easy money that's obviously on the table. This is going to be a guaranteed cook. Not saying it's a long-lasting project or going to be an elite. That will be seen as they launch and unfold. But this is going to be a great cook, and this team is signaling that they care about their community and they care about how they are perceived.
Yeah, I'm fascinated that they did this, but I do think that it's a very, very bullish sign for it. Not because they should have charged more, not because they're signaling that they're not bullish on their own project or whatever. But like you said, this brand, this project has to be aware of what they have going for them and what they could do, and they are saying, we want you guys to mint these. As many as you can. We're not pricing almost anybody out of it, and it's cool. I'm scrolling through the artwork and stuff, and I've seen it all before, but it looks good. I mean, they have nice, cool animations. It's like this weird mashup of Maury's doodles, cool cats with the gaps and the lines and whatnot, and almost Starcatcher's kind of vibe too with the blue outlines.
Yeah, that's why I've been trying to like nail what I would call this. Like, obviously, it's a Doodles deriv, but it does kind of feel like other projects. Though there is a doodle that is a floating skull. I also thought to myself, like, maybe this is a person that floating skull was their favorite doodle. They became obsessed with it, and they wanted to make. It feels like a genuine passion project. I mean, this doesn't feel like your standard derivative. It's doodle season, so get your doodle season cash grab out there. This feels cared for, unlike Squiggles, which, holy crap, please, R2, please find, okay, I don't know if we can do it this show. I need you to find what Squiggles got everybody excited about. This was the Doodles 3D derivative.
Okay.
That looked next level fabulous. Had you seen these sneak peeks of these doodles they were showing, that the textures were perfect, they all look great, everything was nailed. This was fabulous. If you don't know, Doodles threatened to pull a lawsuit on them and do legal action, right? They pulled back. And if you see what they have changed their art to, this shit is terrible. Look at these. Scroll down to the original doodle ones. What is that? Oh my God. Look, I mean, what could they do? But wow, these are terrible. These are terrible.
These are the original ones. They look super good.
Nice, and here's my speculation. I think Doodles has this coming out. You know, Doodles has access to a 3D artist this good, I'm sure. Who wouldn't want that? But there's no way they're letting this fucking company take all that money, right? Oh my God, I can't believe they're going to try to sell these. What was their mint price to? 0.3? Fuck out of here. They're dead.
The New Yorker is coming out. You get a little fired up, and he's like, get the fuck out of here.
I want to bring this back to Tasty Bones, a project I love, because I don't want to end that conversation on this. But this is an example of a doodle derivative that lost its way and maybe from the beginning didn't have the best intentions versus one that looks and feels like a passion project that a lot of people have identified with. 5,000 supply, very affordable mint, indicating, one, we're not a cash grab, but we're also not a 0.02 low effort project. Great pricing. Really trying to get on that allow list. I have not been able to land it yet. I am in the Discord. Trying my best.
Let's get him on the show.
Let's do it
out here.
I'm in negotiations, but I don't want to promise anything.
No, of course not. One thing I want to say about the Squiggles is I think this is purely speculative that they knew that they couldn't do a Doodles 3D derivative. They started it to get the hype, get the Doodles crowd going. They knew they were going to get shut down because the second that they were like, Doodles is threatening a lawsuit, they were like, well, boom, we'll change the art. And then all of a sudden had all this other shit ready to go. Right?
I'd say, one, that's probably plausible. Also, looking at the quality of art, I do believe they threw that together in about 3 days. I could see it going. I could see it going both ways. But no, I agree. That's why I'm talking about how this is such a obvious cash grab and scummy project in the sense that there's only two options here. They either had this other art ready to go and were just using the DCMA as some sort of publicity stunt, or it's really shitty low quality art where they obviously didn't have anything real behind it. It was just they were able to copy and 3Dify doodles. So rest in peace, Squiggles. Really pumped for Tasty Bones.
Yeah, for sure. Shoebang brings up a good point that, at the 0.069 mint price, I mean, they're going to print on royalties. Please, God, just don't let them have a 10% royalty or something stupid on there and try and make it on the back end. That would just be a big, like,
you know what, though? They were smart enough to price themselves so well. I think they understand where to set their royalty. We never know. I'm just saying. I have confidence now that they price themselves at such a great price.
Yeah. Very excited for this. So no mint date yet, but we're going to keep an eye out for that. You guys definitely should too. If you are looking to mint something or try and get on an allow list, this was probably one of the ones you definitely want to be on Let's talk about Creepz very briefly. Yesterday, I don't have a lot more color of what's going on, but it did hit a 10 ETH floor. Absolutely incredible. I've heard some of the yields of each of these Genesis Creepz are upwards of $1,000 a day right now.
$3,000.
Was it $3,000?
3,000 a day.
I thought the person that was getting $3,000 had 3 of them.
Oh.
I think that was what. Okay. Anyways, if somebody wants to, if they're getting it, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure I could do some quick math by looking up the charts, but it's some obscene amount of money. Anyways, regardless, these are locked up right now, but yeah, for those that are able to sell them, they're selling them for a cool $25,000 at the moment, which is spectacular. I do have to say this, with these games, it's always a lot of fun to see how much passive income you're earning in a very short period of time. It typically doesn't last. The amount of money that has to enter this ecosystem constantly to prop those prices up is absolutely mind-boggling. I'm not going to tell you how to play it. I'm not going to tell you what to do with it, and I hope it lasts forever for you if that is the case. But yeah, most of the success that I see with people getting involved in these P2E games, especially, the ones that you say like Risk Protocol, token generation and whatnot, are the ones that get in early, do the thing and get out. That's, if I was holding Creepz, I would probably be only holding them for a couple of days. That might be a mistake though, so don't take my word as gospel. What do you think?
This is where I say the difference here is the art. All that other shit, that Wolf game, I can't even talk about Wolf game, but
you bite your tongue. That's high quality pixel art, sir.
You got to understand. Yeah, there is some high quality pixel wolves we'll get to later in the show that are actually, getting the price they do. But Creepz is fabulous fucking art in an early 90s Nickelodeon style by a very competent team that has been planning this a long time. I am so bullish on Creepz. Now, 10 ETH likely means anything has gotten ahead of itself. That doesn't mean I'm saying you should sell them if you believe in the project long term. I expressed I was very bullish on them because of the art. A lot of people thought it was divisive, but, I love the Creepz. I couldn't say enough good things about them. They are absolutely killing it right now. And I think it goes to the point of they hit everything, right? They have a great product. They launched at the right time, but they're garnering the attention. And that's as we know in Kobe's Substack article, which I'll probably point to once a week minimum. Attention is the most important thing when you are trading items of culture. And that is what we are doing, right? Culture, popularity, it's based on the attention it's given. Right now, Creepz have all the attention. They have great art, launched at the right time, and are making a bunch of people rich. That's the formula.
Boom. Yeah, congrats to all the Moon Lounge members that got in on that one.
Amazing. Yeah, shout out, guys. Just printing. We won't name them. They don't want to be named because that DGen Dojo, but good on ya. Good on ya.
Endless V saying, GM, let's get this fucking bread.
We do like the bread.
Yeah, I gotta cut down on the carbs, man.
Bread.
I'm getting a little doughy myself, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
I would, you know what? Maybe I could try and we could try and talk to some people and see if we can do a little Creepz breakdown with people that are actually playing it and are more knowledgeable about it. I would love to actually hear, from the horse's mouth what's actually going on inside this. So let's talk to some people.
Are these our first comments from Twitch? I see the little purple.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I didn't even realize.
Cool is that? It's all. I just wish this restream would give me the option to reply to all you beautiful people.
I need to set you up. I need to set you up with that. There's got to be a way. Remind me today after we will look.
Cool. And I did want to tell Corey I will drop all the Paul Tudor Jones alpha in the general after the show, but I can't do it right now. But I will direct you towards all the good Paul Tudor Jones stuff I could find.
What's that? PTJ.
PTJ, baby. I actually
all
had
day.
Yesterday. Does anybody have the Twitter handle Pepe Tudor Jones? Don't go do it right now, any of you. I'm watching. I took notes of everyone in the audience, and I will link your IPs back to it if you steal that name. Pepe.
Oh,
Jones.
I mean, it's got to be taken.
No way. Let's see.
No way.
I'm looking.
You want to throw a little bet on this?
Cut. That's a deep cut. Pepe Tudor Jones. Nope. I'm taking it.
Oh God.
Here we go.
Live on stream, the new FMC alt account.
Anyone out there races me to this, I have a very particular set of skills.
Well, claim it. I'll move on to the next topic. You do your thing. I don't care. We
Stop
got all day.
People in the audience to fuck with you and do it.
Yeah. You're literally telling them to go do it by saying don't do it. You know, one of these DJs is going to snipe you on that name. Okay, so Creepz is doing really well. Another project doing very well. Just wanted to check back in on it is Azuki. Don't need to go super in depth on this one, but one of the things that I found very fascinating about this is post reveal they went up now at almost a 4.5 ETH floor. I do admit they look great. You could argue that maybe some of the floor traits look a little similar, but I think there's enough variety, there's enough quality here that these things have exceeded all of my expectations. The branding is spot on. The effort and the care that they put in is spot on. And I was talking to Charlie last night of Star Wolves, and he was just saying, like, one of the incredible things about Azuki is that it really hasn't had that influencer big name hype leg yet either. It hasn't lit up the whale watching with people buying these in big numbers.
Azuki hasn't?
I mean, not in the way that we see like Pranksy buying like 20 of them, or some other celebrity buying one or something like that. I don't dare say none of these big whales have bought any of them. That's for sure. But I think that you could see a really big leg up on this if somebody goes in there and splashes for like 100 ETH purchase or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you look at the highest sales of like the 69, 65 ETH, 60 ETH, those were all basically on reveal day. And the floors were, 2.5, 3 ETH at that point. If these floors keep getting up and up and up, you might see some of these start popping off as well.
Yeah, I mean, I am a huge fan of the Azukis. I have FOMO for having not getting in. I don't like the ghost ones because I can't tell what they look like in the PFP. I like the comfy boys, the Pikachu hoodies. I'm not even a Pokemon fan. I just think they look good. I love the red hoodies. I love the ones that look like Cowboy Bebop. I think these are freaking flame. But I also think the reason they've done so well is because people like D's and basically every popular influencer I know changed them to their PFP. So I'm not sure what this no influencer thesis is, but
I
don't think it changes my opinion.
Oh no, I just thought it was a good point. It was like, because I check the whale watching quite often. I haven't seen anybody like really going in there and splashing yet, too, right? But I mean, it doesn't matter. It's they're doing really well. 42,000 ETH traded on this as well, which is absolutely spectacular.
Oh. Wait, all right, 42,000. I mean, they made $40 million on the drop. 30 million.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. 1 ETH they minted out at, right?
Sheesh balls. So now they've made another 2,000 just for another 5 mil. Another cool 5 mil.
I mean, I could check what their royalty is. I don't have my wallet attached to that browser, but I can do it real quick. It's probably 5%. I would hope it's 5%. If it's 7.5%, they are just banking. But yeah, I mean, it just continues to impress. So congrats to anybody that held it. Honestly, Josh came up and willingly told the story, but I was heartbroken.
Mike Track, it's crazy. Every single alpha group missed Azuki. Nobody called this out selling at 1 ETH, which is why it's so weird that there's about 30 of them in the Alpha Mint group that we run that all paid that 1 ETH price. Totally weird.
Oh, we said it on the show that it would sell out at no less than 0.95. Like, we thought it might drop
about these other alpha groups, Mike Track. We want to hear.
I think Alpha Mint was all over it.
$1 million worth of Azukis sitting in ours.
For sure. Along with the $1 million in lemons that we have.
Yeah, but rest in peace, Mike Track, to those other alpha groups. Sorry for them.
So join up with Alphamin if you're not already. Yeah, so they're at a 5% royalty. So yeah, what, another 2,000 ETH on top of that. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
All right. What else are we talking about? Raid Party. You want to get into Raid Party a little bit? You've got the deets on this. They released a Medium article. I just have to say, we've spoken to the team. They are smart. The dev is an absolute, or like the coder is an absolute contract genius. They are building a pretty intricate game. So while the price might seem a little high, the dynamics might seem a little strange. I really do believe that this team has the chops to make something in the Ether Orcs, echelon of gaming. And so, I understand if it's out of your liquidity, but I do actually think that with the talent and the know-how that this team has, that this will be well worth anything you spend on it, within reasons.
So I recommend anybody who hasn't, go read the Medium articles that were written by the head dev there, who wrote these are well thought out articles chocked full of game theory. This is going to be easily one of the most massive phenomena of the first half of this year. This is like Final Fantasy aesthetics that really speak to people. And if you've seen the animations that they've released, they're really next level. So, I talk about the art more than most because people love the meme that the art doesn't matter. And I say, good luck with all your bags long term. I believe the art matters a lot. And I think that Raid Party nailed that. And we could move on and talk about even the mechanics of their game and their yield protocol here. This is going to change a lot about what we understand as P2E. I'm not even going to get too deep into it because I will even tease that the first and exclusive AMA with Raid Party is going to happen here on the Alpha Mint show. And we are going to go super deep on the mechanics of the game. And we are going to go super deep on why they chose to do things the way they did, which I think are low-key brilliant. I think everyone is going to be impressed here. Go start forming your guilds. And if you don't know what that means, you need to read these Medium articles. I couldn't be more hype about this project. They're actually minting their first tranche the day after tomorrow. Now, this gets a little complicated if you're used to straight mints. They're doing a few different things here. Now, as we know with some of these other risk protocols, there's randomization in the mint, and you can get certain characters like either the wizards in Wizard Game or the whales in Whale Game that are multipliers on these yield pools. Now, they're going to be releasing characters in different tranches and using early auctions to set the price for what happens afterward. I actually think this is a pretty brilliant and fair way of them being able to take as much in as possible to develop this game. Because, guys, we only talk about teams taking in too much when there doesn't seem to be a large company behind it that needs this funding, that needs this type of funding. Guys, they're building the next Fortnite here. This is going to be next level shit. They need all the money they can, and I am happy to be an early seed investor for them by getting in on this mint if I can.
Oh, I was going to say, when did the fuck you put money into this?
What I'm saying, we're all early seed investors.
Yes.
In companies and projects like this, when we buy the NFTs early and see the potential. I'm not an investor in the company. I wish I was, but yeah, whatever.
I just want to. Did you read the white paper, right?
Yeah,
the one that they posted.
Yeah.
Did you see our little shout out here?
There we are.
Better together guilds. One of the most adamant points from the Alphamint team was that one of the main reasons they felt so compelled when first playing and experiencing Ether Orcs was the community aspect of it. Okay. This is a big fucking deal that they are integrating it into the game. And I'm not just saying that because AlphaMint talked about it a lot or suggested it or anything like that. It was just, you know, one of the incredible elements of Ether Orcs. I'm sorry if I cut you off because I think you're on.
Oh no, go. This is where I was getting to. So thank you.
One of the incredible things about Ether Orcs was its ability, despite no in-game way to pool, to team up with anybody else, was to form communities around it. I mean, I swear to God, AlphaMint had trusted separate community members to be holding, you know, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars of their assets in a community pool. People were taking shifts, you know, minting and participating in it. You know, we were basically having almost like a DAO type structure where people were voting on, you know, do we need to sell some to pay for some more gas? Like, what's the play here? How hard do we want to go on this? To the point where AlphaMint was one of the, if not the leading orc horde in the game. And again, nothing in that was built into the orc contract. Now, that's not a criticism of them. They did a fantastic job on everything that they've touched. Raid Party is taking that to the next level by actually, you know, building it into their smart contracts that you can form a guild and build all of this, you know, together without having to trust one person to hold all of these assets because, you know, shitty things do happen. It didn't with us, but shitty things do happen. And I mean, community makes these things so sticky. You got people relying on you, you're relying on other people, you're all trying to accomplish a team-oriented goal. And you know, people just don't sell because of that. They want to be a part of it. They want to, you know, they want to raid with their friends. They want to go on quests with their friends. It's one of the reasons why World of Warcraft was so incredibly sticky for so many people for so long. I mean, I had friends that played that for 7, 8, 10 years, like almost on a full-time basis. And it really was because they didn't want to leave the other people that they were with behind. Now, you could talk about maybe that's an addiction. Maybe there's, you know, some unhealthy components to playing World of Warcraft for that long. But it is just one of the reasons why it was so successful.
Exactly. And if you didn't get the loud hint there, if you want to be part of the AlphaMint guild going forward, that is all going to take place up in the Moon Lounge. The first phase of Orcs was essentially a minting and rarity building phase, okay? And you were left with two decisions. You could either try to mint as many orcs as possible, or you could try to level them up to make them rare. Now, if you were playing by yourself or only with a few people, this was a very, very tough decision. But when you got together with a hive mind, drilled down on the game theory, and figured a few things out, which I still won't talk about in public, we were able to mint more orcs than any other group in the game, managing over 100 at our peak during the minting phase. And we were able to level up orcs to make them some of the most rare in the game, with a few of us even having a chance to go for orc gods, of which there were only 27 orcs that even made it that far to do. And what's really fabulous here with Raid Party is that they're leaning into that. And I think leaning into that is really what's going to take this one to a whole new level. And, you know, we're talking about World of Warcraft and Fortnite, and I don't think those are terrible comparisons. Dick's on TJW. Hi. So we just gave away our Cool Pet spot. We actually have a raffle running right now for Chain Scouts, and you'd probably be surprised about who the next one is, but I appreciate your comment there. So stay tuned.
Yeah, asking why we didn't get AlphaMint waitlist. Yeah.
Let's see, we'll see about that, sir.
GM Simmer. Sorry. Always love seeing the GMs in chat. Yeah. Keep an eye out for this. I mean, you know, there's going to be more to come, so we don't have to talk about this.
Really quick. Minting the day after tomorrow. This will be the Heroes minting phase. Given the supply and given the price, you can bet that the that they will be, I don't want to call them the whales of whale game, you know what I mean? But these definitely seem billed to be either the more powerful or rarer in the game. So let's see how this plays out. Like I said, go read those Medium articles. And the day after tomorrow, we are going to start minting that and really have a lot more to talk to you about, because we are, like I said, we will let you all know on the specific scheduling, but we are going to have the first and exclusive AMA with the creator of Raid Party. So looking forward to that.
Do we have a time for that? Not yet, right?
Not yet. I will announce that they are so busy getting the first initial phase ready. I think people want to see how that goes, and then they're really going to be able to explain the next stuff. So you'll see. It's very soon. Very soon. Ideally, yeah. I will make an announcement about that for everyone in the dojo.
Let's talk a little bit more about P2E gaming. We got Critterz and we got Blockverse. Both are taking very interesting trajectories. One seems to be going up and one seems to be going down very quickly. I saw King Lawson mention that seems like Blockverse is a rug. I don't know if it is actually a rug, but I do know that there were a bunch of alpha. What's that?
The price reflects that.
I mean, if you want to talk about the price, let's look at it right now. I think it was a 0.067 mint. We are sitting well below floor at 0.013, and in a I think gas isn't too bad right now, but if gas is like a high gas environment, this can really be the death price for it. This one didn't really take off. The team was very unresponsive, talking about issues, concerns, and stuff that they had. A lot of their product didn't seem ready to go, and it has really kind of faltered from that. I mean, I think earlier we talked about how Blockverse has the potential to take some steam out of Critterz, the wind out of their sails, I guess, if you want to say. But that has absolutely not been the case. And, maybe Critterz is building a pretty big moat around Minecraft P2E. Yesterday, we saw, only a couple hours ago, we saw Pranksy buy another 20 of the Critterz. And interestingly enough, he did not troll the floor. He was buying higher priced ones. You get zero advantage from buying higher priced ones. Even the skins really have no real importance in the game, but he did not just buy the cheapest ones he could. It left a very thin floor, and the volume has been pretty big on it again. We are getting back towards a 1.7 ETH floor. It very, very briefly, when Alex Becker minted or bought a whole bunch and bought a whole bunch of plots, hit a 4 ETH floor, and here we are still going strong. The price of block last time I checked was about 17 cents, which isn't nothing. If you're, I think 17 cents, I think it's 15 cents. If you are playing 6 hours a day, will get you like $20-something an hour, and then it really starts to kind of taper off after that. So more than even just a minimum wage job. And it's holding strong. The plots are minting out as we speak. They're more than half sold right now, and it's been a really sticky game. The devs continue to work, and they are implementing staking of your plots to earn block, as well as an in-game marketplace so that you can use block to transfer items, which I think is just brilliant and fascinating.
This thing is a sleeping tiger. I'm amazed at how that price you're looking at right now is something that's going to bug you in a few weeks. You're going to be like, wow, those were sitting at 1.6. I mean, it's crazy to me, because when, I always talk about the right people buying, and I know people like to bust Pranksy's balls or talk about, someone in the whale watching as being a top signal. Quite the opposite, sir. Pranksy is one of the best traders I've ever met. He's a king, and if he's aping into a project this early, let's think about the last project he went this hard in, a little one called Doodles, okay? He obviously sees the potential here, and the potential is massive. We're so bullish on Critterz. I feel underexposed, and it's really just a matter of time. I think almost like looks rare. It's a matter of them two adding functionality and stuff. We know that this game and this map and this server is going to become more appealing to people as they add more and more stuff. And the next big thing, I think, is that land that is staked. As you know, right now, the only thing to do with the token you earn is either sell it into the LP, stake it in the LP, or buy land with it. Now, land right now is sitting at about 0.14, but the speculation would be that if this does become very, very popular, land will obviously rise in value, and the next big feature being added would be passive income in block from the land that you have staked. So
land is finite. So once these are minted out, now they do get more expensive, and so more block gets burned, but it is finite. Once this is gone, it is gone. And they've also said that you cannot, they are not expanding it at all. So this is going to be the playing field here, I suppose, in perpetuity. So that means that resources are limited as well, which means that there should be an actual in-game economy to use block, because it's not like you can just wander out further and go get more, which is kind of the case of, typical.
And the curve is steep, right? Like it's slow now, but that thing's I think we really expect the big move when that curve starts to ramp, right? Do you know what price it starts to get aggressive at?
It should cross about the 2000 or about I think it's 1800. I could pull the curve up on the white paper actually too, but it does get pretty steep. Eventually the plots will be minting at about 4,500 block. They started at 1,000, so it does get pretty expensive. It's right here. And
so all things equal, even if demand for block buy sell pressure stayed the same, you'd think it'd be about 60% once land gets up that curve. Excuse me. Since it's sitting at about 15 right now.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
They've also mentioned that the actual block token will be capped eventually too, so it will not continue to be completely inflationary. In fact, it should be deflationary if there's burn mechanics. I can't say enough bullish things about this project. I am mildly invested. I feel underexposed to it, like you said, the devs do keep working. The server has not been perfect. They did upgrade to another one, and it didn't go super well, so they pulled it, and they're gonna be revamping it. But I can tell you, for the brief period of time that it was working, it was night and day difference. So again, they are trying to scale this up big. And
I want you to think about how revolutionary this is. This is haptic feedback. This is you getting to move around and earn money. This is different than every other P2E game that is out there. Most of them are just passive risk protocols, right? Which can be very fun, especially in like the lore-esque Ether Orcs, which has, themes and chapters and game. It's not that it's not a game, but this is a completely different animal. And I think it's why people see the potential here. And it's a very ambitious project. They're going to be adding things. It's going to make it more comprehensive. And yeah, we couldn't be more bullish.
Have you seen this map too? I don't know why. I love looking at it. It's super cool. All of the stuff that people are building.
I'm wondering about beachfront property. We got to go start looking at beachfront property.
Beachfront property is at a premium, I suppose.
Oh, are there ice caps?
Oh yeah. It's a whole different. It's cool. Yeah, a lot of good stuff with this.
I'm big into that aesthetic. I want to live in the frozen tundra.
Yeah. Oh, you can. There you go. Mint some plots.
We always love the orcs, Mar. We are orc maxis here. If orcs get to 10 ETH, I will still express how fuddy that floor price is. The fact that they are selling at 2.5 is one of the largest crimes in all of markets. And that includes traditional markets right now. It's one of the most undervalued assets there are, period. That's a 30 ETH project.
So I'm just going to go back to Blockverse. I mean, if you're invested in it and it's something that you're hoping pulls out, I hope for you too. I am a firm believer that it's not like a winner takes all kind of situation. There's more than enough room for multiples of these projects to succeed. But yeah, Blockverse isn't not looking super hot, if I'm being honest with you. Not super active on Twitter. I know that people have been very disappointed with their Discord experience.
At best, Blockverse was trying to raise money to build something like Critterz. At worst, it was a rug designed to steal the the glory that Critterz is experiencing. So I don't know. I don't know whether the team was genuine or not here, but they don't have a game. So
right. Yeah. Yeah.
I
mean, you can get into the Minecraft server. Like, it exists. It's just not like good. So, anyways, we will move on, continue to watch that. But I mean, anytime you see Pranksy going in and double dipping for another 20 of anything, a week or two after he did it initially, I think that's a good sign. I mean, like you said, people do it's a top, blah blah blah. Nah, not really.
No.
Aoki was the top during that first run. Like, he literally bought the top.
Yeah, look. He's not, every trade he makes isn't going to be great, and everything isn't going to cook right away. Do you know how long did Doodles take? And it's this is one of the greatest plays of his career. And how long did it take? This guy was buying fucking Doodles hand over fist, and he just made 100 ETH profit on his latest flip.
Yep, incredible. Okay, let's talk about some drops going on today real quick. Don't have a ton of color on them. We mentioned the Homies in Dreamland by Cheech and Chong. That actually would have been minting, I guess, in the last 20 minutes. Negative 1 day ago, I guess. Not a good counter.
Like a fucking pothead made this site. I don't even know what.
This was a little disappointing, actually, because we were looking at this. They don't even have an OpenSea link up here. That's frustrating too. You log into the site, you see this kind of 70s style Woodstock, very Cheech and Chong vibes, that little psychedelic, etc.
And then look,
this is like good looking art. Like, okay, I see where we're going with this. Yeah, okay, Cheech and Chong is definitely a brand. People are very aware of them, and they have some swag. And then you go down and you meet the characters. Like, what are we doing here? What is this? This was like an NFT project that already existed, and was like, why don't we just partner with Cheech and Chong and slap some of their shit on here, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess we should have talked about this before it minted. Not that I don't want to sway anybody's opinion. Maybe this ends up being a cook simply because Cheech and Chong is on here, but like, I am confused.
Yeah, I mean, it feels a bit like the switcheroo in the sense that, like, you log on to this site, see this amazing cloud floating art. I mean, if they had done something in that style, I would have aped this thing. I'm looking at these characters, and what are they saying? This is just a typical run-of-the-mill
Why can't it be this?
Look at that. What you're telling? I mean, those would sell. It is so confusing.
Oh, these are going to sell too, I'm sure. I'm
sure. But it is in such stark contrast to Ozzy Osbourne's crypto bats.
Oh, they're not selling.
Look, okay, now think about this. They priced, all right, at 0.142, and they're selling over 10,000 of these things. 10,420. This is an obvious cash grab, okay? Like, and I love Cheech and Chong. I feel bad. Like, I don't think Cheech and Chong got into a room and went, we're going to fuck over the da-da-da-da. I think they don't know anything about NFTs. Someone showed this to them and said, this is what you do. And they were like, sure, let's do it. And it's just so disappointing. The art is so soft compared to these kind of teasers that were already on the website. The only sellable angle here is that they're pot related, which I love the pot. I mean, I love cannabis and weed. It's my other passion, yet I have never felt compelled to mint any of the cannabis projects that have launched. And I've talked to some friends, and I actually know there's some cool stuff coming down the road, but everything that's launched to this point has felt stupid. And even back in the day, I always used to hate movies that treated pot in a way like, oh, we're going to make it the focus of the scene now. It's like, oh, pot's so stupid. I was always like, it should just be this casual thing happening in the background because it's not a big fucking deal. It's just what everybody's doing, right? And it's like, this feels bad, and I don't like it. It makes me unhappy. I hope that whoever minted these makes a ton of money. But I also hope somehow they decide to do an NFT project with that cloud art, because that shit's good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have the sound on this video, but these guys, Cheech and Chong, not these guys, but like they don't look like they know what they're talking about here. It looked like they was just like, yeah, sign up for this, it'll be great. I don't know.
Yep.
Like he's like, yeah, just listen to him. I don't know. I do apologize. I guess they have a what they're calling a green list that was at 10:20, and the public sale is going live a little bit later. But again, not flying off the shelves yet. We are 25 minutes into the mint, and it looks like OpenSea is only picking up some more, 900 of
Yeah,
them.
you'd have to look at the contract because OpenSea.
700 of them. Oh, look at OpenSea. There we go. Just said 900. Now it says 700. What is it, OpenSea? Tell me. Yeah, no, the contract is not moving super quick. I had it pulled up, and it's not lighting up the world or anything. But
I don't even want to say that I'm bearish on these. And again, when I go look now, I only really used Instagram because I was in the cannabis industry, and that is where the cannabis industry exists. Instagram is the only place where you go for, like, cannabis connections and knowledge and pictures and blah, 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 blah. When I see the shit NFT projects that the cannabis industry mints and throws in their PFPs on a regular, it's very weird that, one, they're into it. Like, more than any other group of normies, for some reason, the cannabis industry loves NFTs. A lot of the big growers and breeders are already on it, and you see them changing your pictures, but they're minting just the absolute worst low-effort junk you've ever seen in your life. So speaking of absolute low-effort junk, I could see these cooking really well just based on that mere fact. So I'm not saying that these are bad, but man, the cannabis industry deserves something with care, and I think I know the people who could do that.
Okay. No, I mean, 100%. This is I don't know. I'm just so beside myself. I don't want this to mint out for one reason and one reason only. I just want the market to start rejecting this. You know what I mean? Like, this would just be a nice signal that you don't get to just slap your name on any old shit and mint out, especially at 0.1420. Like, this would be much more palatable at 0.0420, right? Like, fine, do it. But, like, what the fuck?
And it's such a stark contrast to Ozzy Osbourne. And you may go, but Ozzy charged 1.66. Well, first of all, the art over there is next level. The project team is native to NFTs and extremely competent. I mean, you go over there, that feels like any high-level NFT project you've ever been a part of. The art is fabulous. Their concepts are fabulous. And given the demand, they may have priced a little high, but obviously it wasn't so high. That floor is still holding above 1 ETH. The rares are selling for insane amounts, and I expect that floor to move higher over time as volume comes back into NFTs. In stark contrast to this, which even at a tenth of the price of Ozzy Osbourne feels like so much more of a cash grab. And it's sad. And again, I don't want to implicate Cheech and Chong. They were young idols of mine. But whoever got them to do this was did not have their best interests at heart.
Well, they would be proud of that bong rip you took at the beginning of the show. So
bless up.
Okay. I do just want to at least provide a little bit of clarity. There is a roadmap. There's some airdrops, blah, 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 blah. We talk about it all the time. I don't want to be dismissive of it, but like, show me what you got right now. And if it impresses me, then great. Let's look at the roadmap.
Do they give away a pipe to anybody? Tell me if that.
It looks like there's a glass pipe distribution of summer 2022.
Yeah. If they give a pipe to everybody on that list, it's going to be China glass. Now, if you don't know what China glass is, and I have a real problem with China glass. So a lot of the mass production in the glass industry moved over to China. Now, if you walk around any major city, you'll see most of these delis have turned basically into head shops, where the front of the window is stacked with all types of glass bongs, and they have Ricky Morty and this shit, all that stuff on it. That's all from a service called DH Gate, which is the Alibaba of naughty things. And if you go to DH Gate, you can buy all this stuff, which is basically IP that's been stolen from hardworking American artists, reproduced in China, and sold to every mom and pop corner deli in America. Why am I even on this? I don't. Oh, because stoner moment. Because these guys are going to distribute 10,500 pipes. Well, I could tell you they're not going to be American made. I can tell you that right now. That's easy. That's a problem for me. Buy American glass, guys. Support a local glass artist. If you don't know any, I can turn you on. Shout out Lions Glass, the citrus king of the glass blowing world, who I am going to have commission a Little Lemons pipe. So looking forward to that.
That's hilarious. All right, last drop we got to talk about today. We'll start to do the Q&A session after. Let me grab the link for you guys in the Moon Lounge too. I'll throw it in there right now, and then we're going to move on to Meta Gold Diggers Club. Interesting. I don't know why today of all days, or maybe this is just the trend we're heading into, but mints are expensive. We've got this one at 0.25, is it?
Yes.
I had the screen pulled up and then I dropped the ball on that. I'm sorry, guys.
0.25.
Yes, 0.25. These are minting at, or maybe already minted. Fuck. Gotta get the timing right on the show. Anyways, these are I don't know. These are terrible. I'm not. I cannot believe that these are 0.25 ETH each. But hey, I mean, let us know if you were in on it, if you minted it, or.
Oh, but every Galaxy brain who is holding their Ape through reveal is going to want one of these to pair up with
yeah, I guess so. I mean,
definitely.
Why don't they have? So pre-sale is live. Public sale is 2 hours from now. That was about an hour ago. So
I don't know if I told you this before, but if one of these things came up to me in a dark alley in the metaverse,
you say it on a daily basis.
Just making sure.
Yeah. That's your analogy. That is the official like metaverse comparison. Is like, how would you feel if one of these things was coming at you full?
Because we know you could shank someone in the metaverse. This isn't the real world. I can pick up whatever is around me, bop you over the head if your avatar scares me, and that's fair play in the metaverse. This would be bopped on the head with whatever rock or lawn chair was close by I could pick up.
Very frustrating. We all know the issues with OpenSea and being able to find verified real projects on there. If you are a project and you don't directly link your OpenSea while you're minting, like just shame on you. Honestly, should be on Twitter, should be on your website, should be on everything. I'm looking at this to try and like talk about it and whatnot, and I cannot find the appropriate information here, which is it's just honestly just a piss off.
I want to hear what the coder who was making this website like told the close people in his life while he was working on this job. Like, guys, you got to see what I'm doing.
They're no gossips.
They aren't. This is an abomination, and gossips are the opposite. Gossips are gorgeous.
Gold Digger says it. Yeah, Gold Digger does say it all. Great point. Like, I don't know, 0.25 just blows my mind. I think there's, mint these at 0.08 or something. I don't care. 5,000 of them. Don't care.
0. I was going to go, yes.
Would you free mint these? I'd free mint them. I would.
No, I still got to pay gas.
Not right? The gas, not worth the gas that it takes to mint it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd buy more Looks Rare and stake it. You heard of this Looks Rare? You can buy it. You stake it right on the site. It's a gas, man.
I've heard rumors it's doing pretty well. It should be back above $4 or thereabouts right now. We can type it in there. Where I forgot to get the link for you guys. It was up too late last night. Too late. In the AM show chat is the restream link for anybody that wants to come and hang out with us today. 376 for looks, and it's doing a-okay there.
No some hero just bought 4 ETH worth. Oh, and some crumb bum just sold a quarter ETH. We'll find you. We're taking notes.
I don't know what chart you're looking at. Oh, do you have like a different site that you go to?
What?
Like,
I don't know. I don't even want to.
I see a 21 ETH buy and a 14 ETH buy.
Let me see. No, they're not here yet.
There he is.
Future. You're in the future. It's actually 385 still for me here. You said it was 374. It's our time zone difference.
Yeah, I was gonna say it must be a time zone. You're on northeastern, and I'm on northeastern time.
Yeah, see.
GM cast, GM. What's going on, man?
I'm cool, man. How are you guys?
Doing very swell. Thank you very much.
Oh, nice kaiju.
Thank you. We love.
I love those glasses, man. Those
they're called Viper Pit glasses. You know, shout out to Threll and Dots and the team over there. Best pixel art last year, in my opinion, by far. Like in a league of its own.
See, Corey saying he became a trial mod for Gossip Girl. That's
Woo!
sick, man.
Love it.
Yeah.
You know,
Congrats.
that team is so dedicated, and they execute everything really well. I think you've gotten yourself in bed with a good group of people there. You'll do well in that Discord.
Yeah, always liked our interactions with them. Cass, what do you got going on today? Where were you yesterday? I was worried.
Yesterday, well, I've been looking after Little Man for the past, I think, 6 days. So yeah, I've had to kind of step away a little bit just to kind of pay full attention with him, because I think he needs the full attention because he's too much. But yeah, the missus is back last night, so yeah, I'm able to jump on today.
I just want to point out, instead of leaving while the Q&A starts to go get more coffee, I put some in a thermos to refill. Look at this.
In that.
I'm thinking ahead now. Like, I don't want to leave FMC up alone. I just give him a topic and he just starts
now
talking.
You just need a catheter under your desk so you don't have to get up.
I'm not standing up. Let's just say that much.
No, it was a couple of points that you guys made, man. I think one that caught my attention was the whole weed market and how it hasn't been used properly yet. Because there's so much shit you can actually do. I mean, even in let's just say America, where there's 7 states that are legal. Even in Europe, Spain and Holland, and I think certain parts of Germany, where it's all legit. And you know, I think if someone was not to be smoking continuously whilst they're making the project, they might have a chance or a shot of making something fucking sick.
I'm almost wondering the opposite with this Cheech and Chong. Was the guy just dead sober and they were just like, so this is a pot thing, okay? Have you heard of pot? Like, go Google pot, get some pot assets and put it on these. That's the vibe I get. But geez, no, to your point, it's correct. And I know a lot of people in the cannabis industry. They've actually just started talking to me about NFTs, and I'm being very blunt, pun intended there, with them about how bullshit the projects, not only that they are in, but the ones they've been conceiving recently. And yeah, we got some good stuff coming. I guarantee. There's going to be the cannabis world is an early adopter in this sense. They need something that honors that. And it's very high quality for them, and it's coming down the pipe.
No,
I just Googled pot.
Oh, such a cop.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, I think you're right, because as I said, there's so many things you can
Is this pot?
No, but the dominant terpene in lavender is called linalool. And it's actually a very prevalent terpene in cannabis. There are quite a few strains that have a deep lavender scent to them.
Dude, you either need to like get on Jeopardy or you just make all of this shit up and like you just assume that I don't know what the fuck I'm
Google it. Linalool.
He's legit.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying, like, I purely take it at face value. You're talking about Marikashi charts on the stock market. I'm like, yeah.
Harabozu.
Yeah.
Marikashi is who teamed up with Artifact.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So yeah, like, what have you guys got cooking this week? Because everything looks shit.
Well,
everything looks shit.
I mean, it just feels like over the past couple of weeks, so many projects have come out with no thought, no theory, absolute patheticness.
The quality has been far and few between. I do think you're going to start seeing the quality roll out a lot now. I don't know if you were sleeping. Did you see these auctions that happened last night, Kath?
Dude, let me not start with these auctions.
Start.
So, obviously there was the first mess up which one of the guys in the group purchased and gave back to Star Wars.
Yeah,
which
a huge shout out to Crazy Swimmer for doing that.
serious,
I don't know if
man.
you're listening, but this guy is
Serious.
God amongst men, honestly.
Yeah, he swiped the floor and then gave it back because it wasn't meant to be. There's one idiot that's kept his fucking Star Wars. We don't know who he is.
Yeah, he may just not have gotten the message yet. And then also at the same time, there have been OS glitches in relation to how contracts are putting things on OS. Everything has been rectified, and next drop will be smooth. But yeah, that was unfortunate, and hopefully whoever has that will figure it out eventually. And
I hope so, because I think it would have been a bit unfair. But yeah, the artwork.
Can I just provide some context to this for anybody? I mean, maybe everybody here listening knows what this is, but Star Wolves, right? Like, we've been releasing the Genesis. We released 10 last week. We raffled them off for the right to purchase them. This week we decided to do a traditional style auction. OpenSea being our ever loving overlords that control the entire NFT market space, ended up posting 2 of them as just a standard buy, and it just set the price at what we started the auction at. And a lovely gentleman named Crazy Swimmer ended up buying one of these, mentioned it, and we were able to buy it back from him at cost, which we appreciate. And he ends up getting a free Genesis mint out of it too, for being such an upstanding gentleman of the Wolf Pack. But we appreciate that. So anyways, the intention that was that all 10 of these were going to be up for auction, and 2 of them kind of glitched out.
Yeah, no. So artwork is sick. I expected them to go the prices they went for. I mean, I think I was speaking to Charlie, and Charlie was like, it's not going to go that much. I go, dude, do you not know what you've created?
I think that we were all very humbled by it, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to act coy in saying that, but there is a very surreal feeling when you put this project out and people start paying the prices that they did for it, which is
plus
amazing.
We're not going any traditional routes with our marketing either. I know we've developed a nice Twitter following, but we've done it by keeping in character and just putting out the things related to our lore. We're not trying to do retweet contests. We're not trying to and we know we could build our Discord up to 100,000 people overnight. We could get our Twitter up to that many people overnight. So when, Cobain is saying we were nervous, we were, because we know we're going the organic route, and that doesn't always happen quickly. And we don't want people to get disappointed. We don't want people to feel, bad. Oh. That's also why we kind of struck this balance here. Our first 10, we raffled off to what's called our Council of Elders. Now, if you haven't been in the Star Wolves Discord or haven't gotten there yet, there's a game in there. And by playing this game, you can earn enough XP to get to a level in which you can write some lore. After you write your lore, it's assessed by the Council of Elders. They vote people in, and this council was entered in a private raffle for the first 10. Okay. Next, we wanted to do an auction in fairness to anybody out there who's not either in the Discord or in the Council of Elders. This allowed anybody out there to have a crack at them without being like, I didn't want to level up, or I wasn't in the Discord, blah, 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 blah. Going forward, it's going to be different. We've released a little information within the Discord. We are going to always try to respect the community, the public, and the people who have worked really hard, and strike a balance in making sure that everyone feels they had a fair shot. So that was why we structured everything like we did. And, when Cobain said we were surprised, we were crying, we were honored. Like we said, we go the organic route. We just didn't know exactly how the market would receive them, and we're over the moon.
The only thing I would say, though, and I do appreciate the way that you guys are seeing it as a creator's point of view, because again, I would be the same. But speaking from someone who's been from the outside looking in for the past 2-3 months, seeing the work that you guys have done, seeing how different it is all the way through, even to a way of how you selected people to come into the Discord to start off with, and the way that when you look at it from a third person's perspective from everything you've done, from Alpha Min onto Star Wolves, and you know, from an outside perspective, it was expected, because the quality that you guys have produced has been nothing short but phenomenal. I have said this on more than one occasion, and I've also said that I believe that this is the next blue chip because of the way that you guys executed. You didn't follow anyone else's, you know, idea. You didn't follow anyone else's methods of marketing, because you guys figured out that the community is the main source of an NFT is the community. So you built on the community beforehand, and the artwork, the execution, everything, it was expected. And I'm saying that from an outsider, not disrespecting your thoughts as someone who produced the product, because again, when you produce something, you will feel overwhelmed and you will feel like shit, you know what I mean? Like,
I really want to shout out and send love to Charlie Hilton, because
I was just going to say the same thing. Yeah. From
the beginning, his number one priority has been fostering a good community. He has wanted to be as slow, as small, and as cared for about this as possible. So everything you just said, that's just a credit to Charlie. It's been his number one guiding factor in every decision we made. So big shout out, Charlie Hilton.
Charlie's a legend. Although he supports Man United, but he's a legend.
We all make some concessions. Never meet your heroes. Is that what they say?
We can call him Cristiano Ronaldo. We call him Ronaldo.
Honestly, like this is the just the pure passion project from Charlie, and it's been an honor to even just be like shoulder to shoulder with this guy working on it. And I mean, you guys, you know, these are some good looking wolves, but there are some fucking bangers to come for sure.
I'm waiting for my one.
Yeah, which one have you got your eye on?
The one that's my profile picture, the black and red eyes.
The black and red eyes? What?
Black, gray, and red.
Lemon. Oh, in the Star Wolves Discord? In
the Star Wolves Discord. Even on the I can't even put my Discord on because it's gonna start pinging up.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
appreciate that.
Yeah, so just.
Yeah. That one is legit for sure.
That's the one I've got my eye on, because initially I was gonna bid, and then I just saw it go over like 1.5 ETH, and I was like, okay, that's me out of the game. So I was actually gonna spend my Cool Pets money on it. If it got up to one point, stuff it, I'll get it. But
well, that's a huge honor, man. It means a lot. And if anybody doesn't know, the auction started off slowly. They all had a timer on them. Once they got above 1 ETH, they kind of stopped and didn't look back. The first one ended up selling at 2.5. None went below that. The next one was 2.69, 2.75. A few went for 3, and the night was capped off with a 4 ETH sale on number 14, the Genesis Wolf. So just an amazing night. We are humbled and honored, and thank you to everybody out there that bid. And yeah, we're really looking forward to next week. So pumped.
The one thing I would say, oh, sick! That sounds sick. The one thing I would say before I do shoot off, because I know there are probably other people wanting to come on. From someone who's known you for 3 months now, 3.5 months.
Yeah, you were in the first wave of the Alpha Pass, right? You got the OG on the Alpha Mint. Yeah.
So in regards to that, I've got to honestly say, like, I am honored and I'm proud to have met each and every one of you, and also people in Alpha Mint, and also people in Star Wolves. Like, I'm honored. And whenever I actually speak outside of Alpha Mint or speak outside of Star Wolves to anyone in AMAs or in anything else, you guys are referenced as leaders or potentially leaders in this field because of your mindset, each and every one of you. So I just want you to know that.
You know what? That particularly means a lot to all of us at the team too, because I can assure you that the closed doors conversation is always trying to keep our eyes forward about how we can welcome people into the new into this space, how we can help people along, how we can provide more value for the current members, but like first and foremost, how we can create like a really good cohesive community, especially as it grows, right? Because it's very important for us to maintain that atmosphere, that vibe of people getting along, people having a good time while still managing to find alpha, get a lot of good information, and make smart decisions. And it's a tough balancing act. And we are honestly, that is our primary focus on a day-to-day basis, to make sure that that kind of stays in line, because we want new people to be able to come into Alpha Mint. When I say new people, I mean like even new people to NFTs, to be able to come in and navigate their way through this absolutely crazy space. And it's it's tough, but hearing that definitely means a lot to us.
Well, it's the truth. I mean, even when the first time I joined Alpha Mint, you guys were the first guys. To this day, that founders and the team would actually come and say hello. That for me was one of the biggest things I'd ever experienced, and to this day I've experienced. And you do that on a continuous basis.
Hey, we're proper degens too, right? Like this, it all started from humble beginnings of us doing the same things that we're doing now.
We're not just the owners; we're also our best customers.
Okay.
You guys have smacked it, and you got all of you have got such a freaking good future ahead. It's unreal. Like, and I say it once, I say it again. Honored.
Thanks, bro.
I can call you guys a friend.
Much appreciated.
Right, I'm going to go with my backwards sour power now. And what does it say?
Yeah, I was just trying to I'm not.
Ruos Rawap. The Ruos Rawap.
There we go. Ruos Rawap.
What's lemon spelled backwards? Nomel.
Nomel. Yeah, Nomel.
I actually write it in the lemon chat. I don't know if you guys know, we have a group lemon chat on Twitter where we all type lemon to each other often. That's all they do, actually.
It's like typing Zug in an Ether Orcs.
Look, typing Zug for 2 months earned me like $57,000. So let's fucking go. Zug, Zug, Zug.
Okay. 1 ETH equals 1 ETH, baby. Cass, thank you so much for coming up. We appreciate the kind words, and we'll do it again soon.
Yeah.
Joshua.
Hey, GM guys.
Thank you for your patience. Appreciate it.
Oh, hey, no problem at all. I finally switched over to a browser, so I don't have weird audio issues and get rugged again. So
you sound good.
You can. Yeah, nice. It's clean. Speaking of better pot art, I've got some better pot art for you today as the avatar.
Wow.
There it is.
Yes. Need in my life.
Yeah, man. Hey, you got to send me that wallet address, and I got one waiting for you
right now. I just thought about that. I have DM. My DMs are they're so hard to use now. Let me see.
I before we start talking to Josh, because I speaking of forgetting things, I just want to give a shout out to the gentleman from the Lost Glitches. That was a project that somebody brought up to us. We looked at it. He reached out to me. He was he gave me an NFT and a copy of their comic. We've all been super busy, so I promise you I'm not ignoring you. We will definitely chat and have a talk. A lot of planning and preparation goes into this show each and every day. So it's more of just about timing and getting the time to actually do these things. But I appreciate that you were tuning in. I saw you chatting earlier and just didn't quite get to you, but I appreciate that. Josh, how are you doing? How's things?
Oh, doing all right over here. Recovering from the Azuki experience.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should bring it up again or not, but
No, all good. I think I heard. I tuned in a little late this morning. The first thing I heard was you sort of drop my name and mention Azuki, and I was like, "Oh fuck, what am I doing?"
No,
and I didn't
you
like
haven't become like a meme on our show or anything. Don't worry. Pulling a Josh, we start calling it. No,
Brutal.
Mm,
Brutal.
remember brutal?
Oh,
I
God,
do remember. No, okay, we're not going there. No.
I'm still in a Discord.
Nobody
where
cares
we add
about it.
everyone's all the time. It's terrible.
Is it the clouded ones Discord?
No, it's one of like the weird, loosely clout related ones. I gotta just leave that server.
Loosely clout related.
Up 35% yesterday.
Was it?
Oh yeah, maybe I need to sell some of that off and get some ETH.
Yeah.
Well, it might be at a good trading right now. Premium. We will see.
Well, guys, so let's see. Topics for the morning. I guess one thing I've been thinking about, and this came up with one of the ones you were talking about this morning, Raid Party. Did I get the name right? Yeah, Raid Party,
yep.
Right? Is I've noticed there's like, in the old Web 2 world, there's always this idea of like removing friction, right? Like you're trying to onboard as many people as quickly as you can and make it as easy as possible. It's kind of like, it's like you want things to be easier, not harder, simpler, not more complex. But I've kind of noticed in the NFT space, a lot of the time it kind of works the opposite way because there's just such a big influx of people. And you guys did this at Star Wolves, right? Like, it's not like you're just letting everybody pour in because you can actually break things in the process. But with 100%. Like Raid Party, I was just thinking about how complex it is. It's like, the game's pretty complex. You read the white paper or the Medium article, it's pretty complex. Getting in is even kind of complex. You have to like verify through a separate site.
The first iteration of their white paper was like 60 pages long. Like it's deep stuff. They worked really hard to kind of condense it, but yeah, sorry, keep going.
No. I mean, but I guess my question is just like, I wonder how you guys think that plays out for these projects. Like, I really like Raid Party, but it feels pretty complex. Like, I actually like kind of intimidated looking at it, going, "Oh God, how do I even get involved in this? Do I have the time and the effort to like figure out these game mechanics and get good at it?" I had the same issue with Ether Orcs early on, so I'm just like sitting around farming Zug like a chump over here. So I'm just like, I'm wondering how you guys think that plays into a product like this long term. Like, how is that going to play out? Are people going to get on board? Is it going to be a filter to only let the most dedicated players in? Like, you have any thoughts around that?
I mean, I'll go first because free market is going to have some really good takes on this. But I think I fall on your side, Josh, where like I enjoy playing games, but I'm not always somebody that goes in super deep on like the highly optimal routes to do stuff. Growing up around a lot of video games and knowing a lot of gamers, there are absolutely people that deeply resonates with. In the gaming world, they're called min-maxers. Like, how do you get the most out of something for the least amount of like, effort or whatnot, or resources and everything like that. So, for people that that clicks with, that friction creates a lot of opportunity for them to really excel against somebody like maybe myself who might do pretty well at it, but I'm not like completely optimizing every move or every time or every click that I make, right? And that's where it gives some people an advantage. Now, it'll be interesting to see if there's an element of this game that allows newer people or just beginners or more casual people to participate at a somewhat high level, and still allow those people that are advanced and dedicated in doing so to succeed kind of even higher. But that would be kind of my take on it, is that like I'm with you, but I definitely know people, and there's lots of them in Alphamin too, where like optimization is like they're super good at it, super focused at it, and it will, the deeper sometimes these things go, the more it kind of like pulls them in.
Yeah, and there's no need to go with this min-max strategy in all these games. I mean, the easiest way to quote unquote play orcs is just farm Zug.
Set it and forget it, right?
Farm Zug and sell it, and then it's just passive income. You don't have to participate in the shamans or the raids or the journeys and all that type of stuff. So it's really just about preference. And then there's like medium speed at which you could play the game, where you do a little bit of that stuff where it's, you know, low effort and obvious for you to do. So it's really just about what appeals to you. But the central core of all of this is these games need to be fun to play to make them more than just Ponzi schemes. Because if they're not fun to play, eventually they all have an ending point, and that's when the minting and rarity phases end. So I know they do have a very big plan. It is not public, but we will see what a project like Ether Orcs does in respect to the future and how they're going to enable people to get into the game who maybe don't have $6,000 to spend on an orc or a shaman.
Yeah, super interesting.
I want to, sorry, real quick, go back into that. Like, the free market references the 80-20 rule, you know, a lot, and it's a great framework to apply to, especially stuff like this, right? Because, you know, for the casual person, it's like, what is the 20% of effort that I can put in that will get 80% of the results, right? And that's, you know, how most people work. Now, the extra 80% of the effort that's left over is going to yield you that extra 20%. So there's some diminishing returns, at least in a something that's well balanced, where you will get an advantage, you will succeed above, you know, the people that are only getting that 80%. But it becomes harder and harder and harder, and it becomes more and more and more effort as you start to approach that, you know, 100% energy to 100% return kind of output, right?
Yeah, it's super interesting. And I mean, I think it's not a blanket thing. It's not like complexity is good or complexity is bad in the Web3 space, right? Like, we exist in kind of our own world here.
Good things will have both, though, right? Like,
yeah.
Good projects will balance both.
Yeah, because we've got a whole group of people in the space who are into these games because of the complexity and the strategy and the ability to optimize. And you have to be able to appeal to that group. You also have to be able to appeal to all the boring normies who are going to essentially farm Zug and occasionally go out on a raid. So I get that. It's really interesting. Hey, so quick question. Hey, did any of you guys get in on the cool pets or any of the other big mints that are coming up? I have been flailing around trying to get in on these, and it is hard, man. Fishy Fam, Star Catchers, and cool pets, just like... So
you gotta make them some of your shroom heads.
I know, right? I've been trying, man. I'm trying all the tricks I got up my sleeve.
Hop in the DGen dojo right now. There is a Rug Radio Spaces going on Twitter that Scott just alerted the DGen dojo to. They will be giving away cool pet spots. I know it's a long shot, but you know, it's worth a try. 1 in 2,000 right now.
Ooh, hopping in there. Gotta try.
There you go.
All right. Well, hey, you guys have a good morning over there. The Star Wolf stuff is so exciting. Big congrats, and just loving every step of that journey, watching it happen. It's so cool. You guys rock.
Thank you very much. Free market, how are you feeling, man? We are just over 2 hours into the show. You think it's that time?
I do.
Yeah. We got some stuff that we gotta handle today. We got an interview. I think we got an interview coming up at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are going to be hammering down on one of my favorite metas coming up. Mike Darlington is going to come on to talk about his Relic NFT collection, which is a music-based NFT. Really innovative, changing the game. I know the management of Diplo, Blau, Steve Aoki all aped into this. We are going to have an AMA with him today at 5 p.m. Eastern and this is going to be on the stage in the Discord because it's going to be a live AMA, and we are going to give away 5 allow list spots to the project during that show. So you guys are going to want to tune in. We will obviously make a notice on Twitter and in the Discord. The other thing I wanted to point out is if you are a Moon Lounge member, there is a raffle right now for one of the most desirable and hardest projects out there, which is the Chain Scouts. So if you haven't entered that giveaway, go to the Moon Raffles, try to lock down that pre-spell spot. They are going to be giving us a limited amount of Discord invites as well, which I will be giving out to the Moon Lounge members. That is a difficult Discord to get in. They have 15,000 followers on Twitter. There's only 3,000 in the Discord since it is locked and private. Keep an eye on that collection. The art is fire. It is a P2E, and we are really honored that they hooked us up with a spot to give away. So go smash that raffle. Tune in later today at 5 p.m. when we interview Darlington, and that's the rest of our day here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that too, and I completely agree. Music is ripe for the picking in the NFT world, and it's going to be huge. So I'm really excited to just hopefully just ask a question and listen and kind of learn myself, right? Like what the plans are there and you know, where this could go. So I think that's going to be really exciting. So if anyone's around at that time, make sure you tune into that. Yeah, what a great show. You know, lots of stuff that we covered. We talked about Paris Hilton and Jimmy Fallon. We talked about Bored Apes getting valued at $5 billion and where Yuga Labs is going to take that. We trashed on Squiggles a little bit. We talked about Tasty Bones having a completely reasonable mint price. Critterz versus Blockverse. We talked about the homies in Dreamland, the Meta Gold Digger Club or whatever that. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. So if you missed any of that, you tuned in late, make sure to go back to the YouTube video or on Spotify and check that out. We appreciate everybody taking the time to join us today. If you liked the show or if you liked what we got and you're new here, welcome. Come check out AlphaMint. It's discord.gg/AlphaMint. It's a great community. Lots of free stuff going on there and lots of incredible stuff going on in the Moon Lounge. So again, thank you so much for your time. We'll do this again like we do every weekday morning, 9:30 Eastern on YouTube and Twitch. Surprising amount of people listening on Twitch or watching on Twitch today, too. I think we got up to 9, which is like 9 times better than what we've ever had. So appreciate you tuning in on that platform as well. Free Market, take us out of here.
Good luck at the tables, D-Jones.